They have always marched to the beat of their own drum. Their lives are not significantly affected by how others shift around them. A Sigma man is his own man. We've heard about the alpha male. He is brash and loud and is obviously the boss of the pack. Then there is the beta, capable but willing to take the sidelines. So, who is this Sigma guy?
Shalom, my people. I am Sigma Male Wolf, and this is Who's Out of Order. And on Who's Out of Order, what I do is react to videos. And then I tell you who I think is out of order. It could be one person, could be 2, 3, 4, or maybe more. Or it could be none. But it's my opinion, and that's the bottom line. All right, my people. We got an episode of Paternity Court. Says woman admits to cheating with man's friend. Let's get into it.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Shank versus Robinson.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. Shank, you claim that when your daughter Serenity turned 2, Mr. Robinson began to doubt paternity.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, since then, you claim he's pulled away from your child and it's now breaking your heart to watch her suffer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Robinson, you state from the moment Serenity was born, you were actively involved in her life and developed a very strong bond.
Yes, Your Honor.
However, when Ms. Shank suddenly stated you may not be her biological father and started to pursue DNA testing of another man, you pulled away.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're hoping.
Wait a minute. She tested another man? Hang on.
Biological father and started to pursue DNA testing of another man, you pulled away.
Yes, Your Honor.
Of course he's
So
going to
you're
pull
hoping
away.
DNA results prove you are Serenity's father so you can once again feel close to your little girl.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Robinson, I want to understand what happened that changed everything for you as it relates to your little girl.
Well, Your Honor, up to 2 years of Serenity's life, I was there for her and Mrs. Shank until about 5 months. She was 5 months pregnant. She told me that I may not be her father because she slept with a friend.
So hold on. Take me back. You said you were there for her, meaning when you found out Ms. Shank was pregnant, you thought you were having a baby.
Yes, ma'am.
It was never ever mentioned to you that there could possibly be another father.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you say you were there, give me details.
I was there through all her doctor's appointments. Each and every doctor's appointment, I was there. Even for Serenity, when she was born, I was there for her, helping her out with her.
Were you two in a relationship?
Not in an actual relationship. We was dealing with each other off and on.
Off and on?
Yes, ma'am.
Sexual relationship?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So you was just tapping them cheeks. So y'all wasn't committed or anything like that. Man, fellas, let me tell y'all something. If you're not in a committed relationship, you really need to get a DNA test. But y'all know what I think. Every single baby born should have a DNA test.
And so she told you she was pregnant. You believed her. You said, okay, and I'm there.
Yes, ma'am.
Doctor's appointments, everything.
Yes, ma'am, I was there.
And then about 5 months, what happened?
She told me that she had slept with a friend of mine and didn't know if
I
was the father or if he was the father.
She belongs to
So
the
she
street.
came
Oh
clean.
no, she messed with one of your homies. She messed with one of your friends. Oh, you really need to find out now, bruh. Because if she messed with one of your friends, she probably messed with somebody else's friend too.
She belongs to the streets.
Yeah, I'm giving her the jersey. 304. 304. I know it's early, but I'm giving her the jersey. She's a 304.
Clean.
Yes, ma'am.
So Ms. Shank, that happened.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please talk to me. Fill me in. When you found out you were pregnant, did you think he was the father, or did you know right off the bat there could possibly be another father?
I didn't know. When I first found out I was pregnant, he was there. Like he said, we were in an on and off relationship. Around the time I had slept with him, I did sleep with somebody else. And we did use protection. The condom did break. That's why I didn't times.
So it was just, I understand. I know.
Nope,
I
nope,
know this
nope,
is difficult.
nope. We're not
And
gonna
I
do this. Well, no, we're not gonna do the tears because I'm sure you wasn't doing no tears when you was messing with all them dudes. Well, we only know two, but so far. But when you was messing with his homie, you wasn't crying.
appreciate the fact that you're here to tell the truth because that's what we need to get down to the bottom of this situation. So
Wait a minute, she pregnant now? Who's she pregnant by now? She look pregnant. Is she pregnant? That looks pregnant to me.
you were in an on and off relationship with Mr. Robinson,
Yes, Your Honor.
but you did sleep with someone else during the window of conception.
Yes.
There was an issue with the protection you used.
Yes, Your Honor.
So when you found out you were pregnant, did you immediately say it could be Mr. Robinson or the other guy? Or did you say to yourself, you felt like it was just Mr. Robinson because you'd only been with the other guy once?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was it just
No. She chose Mr. Robinson because Mr. Robinson probably was the one that had his head on straight. She chose him. She didn't know. She didn't know who the father was. I hate when they say, well, I think no. You sit back and you choose which one will probably be the better father. Which one is going to take care of me and my child? That's how you decide who the father is. Ain't fooling me.
you felt like it was just Mr. Robinson because you'd only been with the other guy once?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was it just one time with the other
No.
guy?
Yes, Your Honor.
So
Okay.
when you finally decided to tell Mr. Robinson the truth, fill me in on that because Mr. Robinson says he was there for you. He was going to doctor's
Of course
appointments.
he was.
He thought he was having a child.
He was the sucker.
And when did you decide to tell the truth?
5 months into my pregnancy, he had went through my phone and seen a text message I had sent to my cousin saying it was a 50-50 chance that he couldn't have been the father.
I'm missing some facts and I need you to fill me in because you said when you found out you were pregnant, you said to yourself, he's the father because I only had
So
sex
how did
with
we
this
get to
guy, the other guy
50-50?
one time and we used protection even though there was an issue, so he must be the father. What happened during those 5 months that made you realize or do the math and it added up to it really could potentially be this other man's child as well?
It didn't add up. It didn't add up, Your Honor.
What do you mean it didn't add up? It did add up because you wouldn't have written that text if you didn't think that.
The condom broke when I slept with the other person.
Okay, so what I'm saying is when you found out you were pregnant, you said you really felt it was Mr. Robinson's baby. At what point did
She wanted it to be his baby. She wanted it because the other dude is probably one of them dudes that's just knocking chicks off. She wanted it to be his baby because she knew he was going to stick around. He was going to be around. He probably more of the family man. He probably, got a little cheddar. And she thinking, hey, well, this one right here, he could take care of us.
feeling changed for you so that you would send that text to your cousin? You were replaying it in your mind?
You can say that, yes.
Okay. So when the baby was born, you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
So after she told you, you said, I don't want to hear this news, but I'm still going to be there.
Yes, ma'am.
So that part of her testimony is correct.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you continued to be there.
Yes, ma'am.
Through the birth.
Through the birth.
Why do
I
you
was there.
dudes do that, man? If she tell you there's a possibility that you may not be the father, why do y'all still stick around like you still the father? I don't understand that part. That's the part I don't get.
There at the hospital.
Yes, ma'am. I was there through her whole pregnancy. I was there through her birth.
And you get the short end of the stick.
My name is
if
on
you're
it.
not the
And
father.
then now you have this beautiful little girl and you step up and you're her father.
Yes, ma'am. Up until after when she told me that she had slept with somebody else, that's what made me push myself away from Serenity.
What, you knew that it was a 50-50 chance when she was 5 months pregnant,
Yes, ma'am.
but you still said you'd be there.
Yes, ma'am.
So at what point did you begin to step back from Serenity after she was born, and why? Because you already knew at 5 months.
I found out that she was having the other guy tested, or she wanted to get tested and didn't have me tested.
You made plans to have the other man tested?
Yes, but couldn't find him.
And that's why she chose you. And that's why she chose you. Couldn't find him. Couldn't find him. Pookie Ray couldn't find him. He running the streets. And you there. And you there with your nose up her ass. And she just said, okay. Okay. We'll just roll with you being the father. Man, come on.
Was first born, she didn't look anything like him. She looked just like the other man.
Oh. And so as Mr. Robinson was bonding with the baby, really stepping up to the plate as father, in your mind, you're looking and you're saying, my baby looks just like the other guy.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I need to have him tested. You actually have another child with Mr. Robinson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Boy.
Okay, so you guys were on and off again, but you have
sure
another
that
child
child is
together,
his?
and that child you say looks like him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you
Nope. Test that one too. Test that one too. Test him. Test that baby too. We testing everybody. Everybody get a test. You get a test. You get a test, and everybody else get a test. And the one that's in your belly need to get a test too.
say Mr. Robinson now treats baby Serenity differently than your other child.
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain.
He'll call and talk to my son. Sometimes he'll talk to her, tell her he misses her and he loves her. And sometimes when he calls, like when he's with his family, he doesn't even ask to speak to Serenity. An example is a couple weeks ago, they came and
Might not be
him and
his.
his mother came and picked up my son, and my daughter was devastated because she couldn't go. She cried for about 20-25 minutes. Even sometimes when my son talks to his father on the phone, and after he gets off, Serenity says, I want to talk to daddy. And my son says, that's not.
Whose fault is that? His or yours? Whose fault is it? We're here because of you. We're here because of you. Who put the doubt in his head? You. We're here because of you.
She cried for about 20-25 minutes. Even sometimes when my son talks to his father on the phone, and after he gets off, Serenity says, I want to talk to daddy. And my son says, that's not your daddy.
How would a child know to tell another child that's not your father?
Yeah, where'd that come
See,
from?
that's a child in grown folks' business.
Yep.
Where he doesn't belong.
There's no way that child should know anything about it. Whoever told her that child that is wrong. Wrong. If he told him, if his family or whoever did that is wrong.
That's TMI for a child. So now your son looks at your daughter and says, that's not your daddy.
Yes.
And she's brokenhearted.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Dose. Yeah. Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out below.